within the game.
Back in week 1, the 49ers won a shootout in their first matchup against the Rams. Can Los Angeles even the score? The answer comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. We're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, it's been a good season for them so far. They're just looking to keep that momentum going forward.
They like their record. Now they want to increase it. A win here could really get the momentum going in the right direction.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about it being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Quickly to the air is Burrow. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. Touchdown! George Kittle, his first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are on the board first on the road here in L.A. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Stafford. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers for Mixon last week, 18 carries, 54 yards.
It was a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
Now Burrow. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Burrow will throw. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 28. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Burrow looking to pass. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Burrow got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the 49ers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
That would give to the big fullback Juszczyk. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Right back to Juszczyk again. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line. And no gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal. This LA Rams defense will try to bow up once more. That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the 49ers lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Throwing on second and long. Stafford. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21.
A gain of 10 makes it 3rd and 9.
Throwing on third down. Stafford. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 25 yards that time.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
From just shy of midfield, Stafford. His throw incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Now Stafford. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 26. Excellent play there on third down. Give them 25 yards.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Stafford going to give it to Swift. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Stafford. And that will be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
42-yard attempt.
Gay's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. He's got a man complete. 20, 10. Touchdown, 49ers. Jamar Chase, 75 yards. And the Niners are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Gold with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now it's Stafford. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and
to the air again, Stafford.
47-yard line.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Nick Bosa, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? I mean, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out. But you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
It kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups.
Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. In our meetings this week, they kind of tipped us off. They wanted to play ultra-aggressive, forcing fumbles. They just did that right there.
They took it to the next level, didn't they? You're exactly right, because everyone talks about being aggressive on defense and tackling well, but they were talking about getting after the football, making sure the ball was stripped out each and every time they lined up someone to get them on the ground.
And the adjustment. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. 21-3 is your score after one. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Burrow's throw complete here to Ayuk. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Complete to Justin Jefferson. 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Now it's Burrow. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. Forced it. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Burrow. Dancing to his left. Call it a loss of 18, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
Here's Mitch Wishnowski now. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 18. Stafford now to throw. It's caught by OBJ. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Now that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
Who was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he's going to have a Rams first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Once again, it's Swift. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field. He's already approaching 100 yards and has the touchdown. I'm sure on that opposite sideline right now, they're scratching their heads saying, all right, what do we do?
And the hard part is, even if you limit him to a short catch, he has that make-you-miss ability to take it for big yardage and put in the end zone again. So trying to blanket him is very difficult, but ultimately, you've got to find a way to put him on the ground, tackle him, and he doesn't make that easy.
They're struggling with that so far. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Mixon running right. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Burrow. Got a man. That's Ayuk. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Burrow. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. The kick by Gould is good, and the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, Definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. L.A. set to take over again on offense. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford.
At the 16.
Got a man, it's Brown. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Now a play fake it at Stafford. You swing that out wide to Jacobs. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the 50, Stafford. This one, oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Aaron Donald in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Burrow, and he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So 3rd down, and defensively the Rams have added 2 extra DBs. Burrow looking to pass. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
Nice call by the defense there on third down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
The kick by Gold is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. The Rams going to take over late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. Stafford on first down. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Back to throw, Stafford. And that is incomplete. Riley Dixon now to punt it away.
Riley Dixon in one formation for the Rams.
A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the second quarter. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Now Burrow on first down. Steps away to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. And Burrow going to throw again. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on third and long. From the gun to give to Mixon. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So on fourth down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as we say goodbye to September and take a look around the NFL here on this first day of October. We'll get started up at FedEx Field in our nation's capital. And it's the Cardinals who are out in front as that game draws closer to halftime. Juju Smith-Schuster, a touchdown reception. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Jacoby Brissett, excellent in the victory as his guys moved to 3-1 after 4 games. Finally, let's get out to Southern Nevada and see what's happening with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. And that one all even as they play the visiting Cleveland Browns. We continue on with a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Niners. And our statisticians got through a couple of pencils already. This offense is on pace for potentially 500 yards in passing. That's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, for the Rams, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 38.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing is Stafford. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Gold to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a 1-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First target, first catch, and a first down. A lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the 3rd quarter. They won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 44-yard line. Stafford looks to throw again. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Stafford over the middle and complete to the tight end, Higbee. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 34-yard line. On 1st and 10, Stafford. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Out of bounds at the 26-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Stafford. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. From the gun, here's Stafford. He finds his man, complete. That's Brown. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up
3rd and 2, Stafford. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Rams. Brandon Cooks from 10 yards out. And the Rams are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is down to 24. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. That'll put him close to 100 yards receiving. He's at 98, and he's got a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain of 32 that time.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the 3rd quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Burrow. He's got Ayuk once again. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. Again, it's Burrow. Fighting through, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the 1st down sack. Burrow under pressure, and they got to him again. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's going to let this go for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The kick by Gold is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So tack on 3 more, though this, it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone. Yeah, for a 3rd down and 9. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Niners, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here.